Welcome back to my podcast, Fashion Canes. This is season 7, episode 2. I am your co-host for this podcast. My name is Alicia, and my co-host for this podcast episode is Abby. Hey, Abby.
Hi.
Today, we will be talking about funny stories. We will be sharing funny stories in this podcast episode. Yeah, this is a funny story time. Okay, Abby, do you have any funny stories to share?
Let me try to think of one. You tell yours first.
Okay, so yesterday, Mama made some potato soup in the crock pot. She cooked it in the crock pot. In case you don't know, you can cook potato soup in the crock pot. It is super delicious and super easy. Okay, so me and Mama and Daddy ate crock-pot potato soup for supper last night. Okay, after supper, what we didn't eat of the soup, of course, you know we won't eat a whole crock-pot of potato soup in one night. Of course not. So, the rest of it was on the kitchen counter, cooling off. And I went to the refrigerator to get me some water. Okay, I like to keep 2 bottles of water in the refrigerator. And I pick up one out of the refrigerator and close the refrigerator door. And I'm like, oh, this bottle of water is super light. So that means that there's still some in it. It's not completely empty. But yeah, it could use a refill. So I took it over to the kitchen counter to put it on the counter. And I meant to put it on the counter, and instead I put the water bottle in the potato soup.
No way.
Yeah. I put it in the potato soup. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute, it's floating around. So I take it out of the potato soup. And instead of refilling that one, since that water bottle had soup on the bottom of the plastic bottle, it was a plastic water bottle, okay?
Okay.
Mama threw away that bottle. She put it in the trash. And my other water bottle that was in the refrigerator, Mama refilled it instead of that one. Wasn't that hilarious?
That is hilarious.
Have you ever done anything similar to this?
Yeah, definitely. Can't think of it right now, but for sure.
Do you have any funny food stories?
Funny food stories?
Yeah.
One time, this isn't that funny again, but one time I put the bread in the fridge. Have you ever done that? Like
No.
just putting something back on the counter or whatever, and instead you put it in the fridge. I thought that was funny.
You put put bread in the refrigerator instead of on the counter.
Yep, and me and my mom. I mean, it was kind of a had to be their thing, but me and my mom laughed about it for like 5 minutes.
So it wasn't supposed to be in the refrigerator.
No.
Did it get too hard to eat or too tough?
Actually, surprisingly, no. But
It seems like it would get tough.
I think they make bread long enough to last forever nowadays.
Okay, just a few minutes ago, we tried filming this podcast episode, and Abby shared another story in it. That's why she said that this story, the one she just shared, was not so funny either.
Oh yeah,
Again.
sorry for the no context. But yeah, I had said that one time I was looking for my phone and I couldn't find it, and it was literally in my hand, and it wasn't that funny.
Some people told her phone was in her hand.
Yep.
That was the story she told whenever we tried to film this podcast episode a few minutes ago. She did not share the bread story
Nope, that one's
in
new.
that one. So yeah, that rendition of this podcast episode will be deleted. It's not going up on YouTube. This one is going up on YouTube. I have another funny story to share.
Okay.
This happened years ago, actually. So, I was already out of 8th grade, and it wasn't quite time for school to start for me to enter 9th grade, okay?
Okay.
It was during the summer. It was the end of the summer, like the school break for summer. And this was actually the Friday before we returned to school, before I started high school in 9th grade. Well, my sister, Tanya, took me out to a Mexican restaurant, a local restaurant. She took me out to a local Mexican restaurant. And Abby, guess what happened?
What?
Okay, I ate chips and cheese, you know, like
Right.
the cheese nachos, not the one with the meat and sour cream and salsa, not that, but the chips and the white cheese sauce. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
That's what I ate for lunch that day. And it was so delicious. You know, I don't know if y'all know this, but there's this saying that goes around that's like, you know if something's good by if you make a mess with it.
Oh, yeah.
If you make a mess, that's how you know it's good.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Like a burger.
Yeah, cheeseburgers can be extremely messy, but they are oh so good.
Right? Like, I think the messier a burger is, the better it tastes.
Yeah, I agree. The messier a cheeseburger or even a hamburger is, the better it tastes. So anyway, I ate chips and cheese that day for lunch. And I didn't mean to do it, but since I have no depth perception because of the visual impairments I have, okay, I kept dipping my fingers in the cheese along with the chips. And it got to the point that, okay, at the end of the meal, when we were done eating, my sister tried wiping my hand with a napkin. And the napkin stuck to my hand.
What?
Yes.
No way.
Yes way.
Huh.
The napkin stuck to my hand. So my hand is up in the air like this. Okay? And my sister had a napkin in her hand. I don't have a napkin to show y'all, but I'll just use my left hand as an example. And my sister was rubbing my hand she was rubbing my right hand with a napkin because that's the hand I ate with. I ate with my right hand that day. I ate with my right hand that day, okay?
Okay.
My sister was wiping my hand with the napkin. And it was like this. It was stuck to my hand. So she had to pull the napkin off my hand, and we had to go wash them in the restroom.
Wow. That's crazy. That's so funny.
Do you have any more funny stories to share?
Oh, gee. You're putting me on the spot today.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Come on, you can come up with a story.
I'm trying. I promise.
But yeah, that was 2 funny stories that I told. There must be something you can come up with.
I have to think a little bit longer. I don't know.
Oh,
It's
come
been a
on.
busy day.
So you had a busy day at work today?
Yes.
You are at work today.
Yes, I'm at work right now.
I'm working out at the gym on the bicycle, the exercise bicycle.
She is, and she's doing a great job.
Do you got any funny stories related to the holidays?
Related to the holidays?
Or even food?
Or food.
I'm just trying to give her some ideas of some funny stories that she may have, that she may want to share in this podcast episode.
Okay, this isn't related to the holidays or food, but I have funny stories, is that okay?
Okay.
Okay, so it's not that serious when I tell you where we were going, so don't worry, it is a funny story. But my mom dropped a knife on her foot while cutting vegetables.
Ouch.
Yep, and or vegetables. It was potatoes, and
She was cutting potatoes.
yep, and she dropped it, a big like ninja chef knife, like it was
Ooh.
heavy, it was really sharp, and she dropped it on her foot, and it was really bad. So I had to take her to the emergency room to get stitches.
Oh no.
And I have never taken my mom to the emergency room, right? So I'm like really frantic, like I was actually very calm, but in my mind, like I'm very frantic, like I'm like not necessarily thinking of everything. So when I got to the emergency room, I pulled up to the door, I went inside, told them that we were there, got a wheelchair, wheeled it out, got mom, go back in, wheel her in, check her in, set her down, right?
Okay.
And so then I'm just like sitting there like we're waiting, like okay, we're here, we made it. And then it hits me. The truck is still running and
no.
unlocked right outside the emergency room.
Ooh.
And me and mom just thought that was so funny. And luckily, like there was no one really there that night, which is kind of crazy for an ER, but there wasn't anyone there, so no one stole the truck. So I went and parked it, and then I came back in.
You turned the truck off.
Yeah, I went and parked it, and obviously I turned it off.
Did
and
she have to
came
get
back in.
stitches?
She did.
Oh,
But it's healing up pretty well now. That was actually recent. That actually happened a couple weeks ago.
that was recent.
Yup.
I have a stitches story.
Okay.
It's not so funny, even though this podcast episode is supposed to be funny. I said this was going to be a funny story time, but anyway, when I was 5 years old, okay, I was taking O&M. I started taking O&M when I was 5. Okay, Mama picked me up from school, and we went to the place where my daddy works, and we walked out of the restroom, okay? We went in the restroom, we walked out of the restroom, and my hand was with the fingers pointed down, like this, with the back of my hand on the wall, and she didn't see it, and she let go of the door. And the door slammed on my hand. It was my left hand. That was awful. That was truly an awful night. This happened around like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Uh-huh.
So she opened the door, we walked back in the restroom, and she pulled napkins from the napkin dispenser, and she wrapped my fingers in the napkin, because the door slammed on it.
Right.
Okay, well, then she went and told my daddy, then she went and told my sister. And, Daddy took the rest of the evening off of work, and so did my sister. She used to work at that same place a long time ago. But anyway, my parents rode in the front seat. Daddy was driving and Mama was in the passenger seat in the front of the car, and me and my sister was in the back, and my sister stayed in the back seat with me. Well, we got to the hospital, the local hospital, and anyway, we went in, we got checked in, we went, you know how it is. It takes a long time a lot of times at the ER.
Right.
And they put us in a room, and I was screaming my head off. Okay, I have a pretty good pain tolerance. For those of you who don't know, my tolerance is pretty good. I have a good tolerance, but this was terrible, getting my hand smashed in that door. Right? Okay, so they did nothing for it. We were there for hours.
Oh my gosh.
Hours. Actually, literally hours. It wasn't until like 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning until they finally came in to put the stitches in my hand. They had to put stitches in my finger. Then, after that was finally done, they let us go home. And the next day was a school day, and I had to go to school anyway. That was not fun to go through.
I bet not. Oh.
Do you have any more funny stories? That's the timer for me to get off the bicycle. Do you have any more funny stories?
I can't think of any right this second.
Do you have any funny stories related to the holidays or food? Or both? That you could share right quick?
Gosh, I can't think of one off the top of my head.
Did you have a funny story that happened around Christmas time this year that has to do with Christmas or food?
Not really.
Do you have
We were sick
you were
this
sick.
Christmas. Yeah.
You had the flu, didn't
I
you?
had this stomach bug,
Stomach bug.
which probably was like the flu, one of the strands of it. Yeah.
That's no fun. That's
Yeah.
never fun.
Yeah, I was about to say, so I can't think of anything funny because that wasn't funny. That was awful.
Do you have a funny story from your childhood?
It's just hard for me to think of right this second. I'm sorry. Gosh. Guys, she didn't prepare me for this. I can't think of anything. Put me on the spot today, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hopefully she can think of one right quick.
What if we pause it and go to the treadmill?
Okay, we're gonna pause this podcast episode and go to the treadmill and start it up on the treadmill.
Okay.
We will start this podcast episode again on the treadmill. Thank you. Okay, I have moved from the bicycle to the treadmill. I'm now on the treadmill. Okay. Abby had to pause this podcast episode so that I could move from the bicycle, the exercise bicycle, to this treadmill. Okay, I have one more funny story to tell, okay? So anyway, I know I've told the story before on my podcast. I have not told it on my podcast episode. I've not told it on my podcast, but I have told it over on my YouTube channel. So if you have heard the story before, then please bear with me. Please don't get upset. Okay. This story is school related, okay? When I was in 6th grade, okay, during my English class, the teacher would have sentences on the board, and they would be written incorrectly, so that all the students could correct the sentences. I was supposed to be correcting the sentences. And instead of correcting the sentences she put on the board, I put, I do not like board work. I do not like board work. I do not like board work. I was the only person at my school that learned Braille. I was the only person at my school who had low vision. Okay, and I forgot that that's what I put on my paper. Okay, I had a TVI, and later when it was time for my TVI to transcribe my work for my teacher, because none of my other teachers knew Braille. Okay, my TVI handed me the paper and she said, "Alicia, what's this say?" I said, it says, "I do not like board work. I do not like board work. I do not like board work." Huh? What's this? She said, "Give me that paper." She took the paper away real quick and she threw it away. She threw the paper away in the trash can because I obviously didn't do what I was supposed to do. I did not correct the sentences on the board. Instead, I put, "I do not like board work" on a piece of paper 3 times. So, I hope y'all enjoyed that story. I know I said I had one more story to tell, but there may be one more coming up. Hey, Abby.
Hi.
So do you have any stories? You can come up with one more.
Oh gosh.
Oh, come on.
Oh boy.
Okay.
I don't know.
Come on, you have some funny stories in there.
You're gonna have to forgive me. I can't think of one.
Come on.
It's been a crazy day. I'm so sorry.
I was hoping you'd have at least one more to share
I will for next time.
for the next time we do a funny story time.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll have to give me some advance, and I'll be thinking.
Okay. I know I said that was the last one I had, but I'm gonna go ahead and share one final one. Okay. Okay, so most people want a phone most people want a cell phone when they are around maybe 7, 8, 12, 13, and certainly by 16 or 18. Well, I didn't want one, and I was already 18 at this time. I thought that because of my level of low vision, that I would have no need for one. Well, my mama made me get one. Abby, what do you think?
I don't know. Why didn't you want one?
I thought I wouldn't need it because of the level of low vision that I have.
Okay. And so, do you enjoy it now?
Yeah, I enjoy it now. Now that since I started having one since I was 18,
Right.
I enjoy it. I talk to my grandma on the phone almost every day.
Well, that's
And
nice.
I have a few friends I talk to on the phone. And we text back and forth. So yeah, I enjoy it now. And I also use my phone to make my podcast episodes and to make the videos for my YouTube channel. Are you sure there are no more funny stories that you have?
I'm positive.
Absolutely?
I'm absolutely positive.
Okay, thank you for watching this podcast episode.